Leo, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. First, I want to apologize. I skipped over you all for the February reading by accident. I was not trying to exclude you on purpose. Someone brought it to my attention. I think what happened was I intersected the final annual readings for the Earth signs while I was doing the February monthly overviews last week, and the last 2 weeks really, just trying to get through those annual readings before the end of January. And when I resumed the February read, I thought I had done all the fire signs. I was already in air signs, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We're going to do the monthly overview, and then we're also going to be doing your weekly that I'm doing right now for the collective, for the zodiac. I'll be doing that sometime over the weekend, at latest by the 10th. So you're going to kind of get two within a short amount of time, and that's why. I'm so sorry. Today we're going to take a look at an overview of the entire month. We're going to take a look at what you don't see coming, the overall general energy, and we're going to get some important advice from Spirit. I've already pre-shuffled some oracle messages for you. We'll go into those in a minute, but something's coming to fruition. There's a lot of change going on in your life right now, a lot of personal growth, and some really big realizations around whatever patterns that you're being made aware of in your life at this time. So let's now dive deep into the tarot and pull the spread. Thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for Leo. Again, I feel terrible. I'm so sorry, you all. I've never done this before where I omitted a sign in a batch, but can blame it on the annual readings and me being distracted over that. That's why. All right, and thank you to the viewers who told me, hey, you haven't read for Leo in like 3 weeks. What's up? All right, I love you all. Wasn't trying to exclude you. All right, let's see. Current energy. What's going on with you? What's going on? Leos. What's going on? What's going on, Spirit? Tell me what's going on with Leos. Ooh, there you are, the sun. Well, crossed by the Empress. Well, I would say you are in a beautiful period of illuminating energies, opening your arms up to more light in your life, more happiness. You're seeing the joy, maybe even some, you just heard the silver linings in certain situations. We have the Empress energy, which is all about growth and expansion. So I'd say, and these are two major arcana, so you might feel like there's some powerful shifts at play in your life the beginning of this year that are reverberating out into every sector of your life. Whenever I see the Empress energy, it's everything is growing and changing all at once. And I think you're pretty happy about it. There's some happiness that's bleeding over as a result. And sometimes it's also a reflection of knowing your value and your worth and putting your needs first in your life and how that can ripple out into you feeling, proud of yourself. Leo? I love it. All right, now let's go into the overall general energy. Ooh, the Hierophant. You're seeing the spiritual lesson. You're seeing the spirit. I got that immediately. There's some sort of spiritual lesson you've been undergoing. And it's beautiful. We'll leave it at that. We'll clarify another major. So this is big energy. Big energy. You're not playing small in 2025. No siree. Nope. A lot of Venus energy influencing you right now because these are two cards of Venus, the Empress and the Hierophant. Both Libra and Taurus energy could be influencing you. You could have that around you or in your chart. And this Venus in retrograde may be heavily influencing you where you're reviewing, recalibrating, reassessing, and reevaluating how you express and receive love. A lot of us are doing that. And looking at the patterns, the historical data, I say. Two of Wands, your opportunity is to stay positive. This is my look at the sunny side of life, not the rose-colored glasses, but just seeing the positive in whatever you're going through. It's also my daydreaming cards. You could feel like you're thinking of the future right now and what you want to manifest. This is also symbolic of laying the past to rest with that wand in the background and really making peace with it and leaning heavily on your future dreams, ambitions, and goals, knowing that you have the power with the world in your hand here. Some of you are planning travel or you're wanting to escape in some way and you're daydreaming a lot. Thinking, what if? That's when I play the what if game. What if I could do this or that? You're doing some heavy thinking. And that's you're feeling that motivation, right? To make a change. And when your thinking hits the spirit, right? The wand energy, the fire, That's when you're starting to actually implement. Two of Swords is when you're weighing the pros and cons, but once you go to the Two of Wands, you've taken your mental energy and now you're putting your fire behind it and taking action. So you're thinking of what's next in a positive frame of reference, but you're also really thinking about the future right now. And that's your opportunities to consider the future and also where your commitments lie. Hierophant energy is the spiritual lesson, but it's also what we're committed to for the long haul. And this also is a symbol of our ascension journey. And you're showing me there's a lot of growth in that at this time, Leo. This is beautiful so far. What's the challenge? What's the challenge, Leo? Oh, wrapping up a cycle. I love it. Wow. Almost everyone but one card is a major arcana. We saved you, best for last, right? I mean, the world. You're wrapping up a massive cycle of growth right now around valuing your feelings, your emotions, what you want and need primarily, right? That's our first, when it comes to our understanding of the role we play in our connections in our lives. I think what you're doing is focusing more on establishing those healthy habits where you are really committed to your own growth. And when you do that, it can be life-changing, life-altering, because you're not so focused on everything outside of you. You're focused on what's going on inside of you. And we've been making that shift as a collective in the last few years. I think for a lot of us, it's now taking hold. Changing that operating system. What's the near future? Ooh, that all wants to come out. We're going to say the moon is the only card that came out upright. So there's a lot of unknowns, and because this all came out with it, we're going to say this is what you don't see coming. We're going to do a little different. I probably will consider what's at the bottom of the deck as well. But the moon is the uncertainty, right? Our hidden emotions. This is our subconscious programming, our thoughts, feelings, beliefs that maybe sometimes we're not aware of, but there is something hidden. We're going to find out what that is. There's something hidden coming to light, perchance, in the immediate future. Now, what you don't see coming, yeah, you're coming out of some setbacks, delays, restrictions. Whenever I see the Eight of Swords, it's your willingness to break free because you realize you're in control of your reality. You're bringing out a spirit of playfulness. Page of Wands, more fire. Temperance, more fire. Wanting balance, synergy, alchemy. And bringing from the page to the Knight. So you're taking action to bring something back into balance and not hold back or feel trapped so much, okay? This could be between you and another since the Hierophant is here, or this is between you and your internal alignment with your inner being, your higher self. That's the Hierophant is think of the Hierophant, High Priestess as your higher self saying, we need to be more connected now, okay? Because once you are directly in relationship, partnership with your higher self, it changes how you move through your life and for the better. All right, I love this. So now let's go into the pre-shuffled oracle messages by Queen of the Moon. We have the first card, growth. Now this is very much like the Empress. See the similarities. We have the world. This means that we live in an abundant universe. Things are fertile. This is about seeing the long range plan, right? The vision for the future. When a tree takes root, it has all of these little tendrils, and it takes time to establish foundational energy and the effort, right? It's like, I was reading Mel Robbins, and she was talking about the people who succeed is because they do the reps, right? So you've been doing the reps around what you're trying to build in your life, and I see that you're deeply committed. You have a long-range vision, and it's all about putting your own happiness in front and center now. I feel like you may have sacrificed a little bit of your happiness for the sake of other people's wants and needs, but you're shifting that reality now because you've had these internal realizations. So we have this growth, right? You're in this beautiful period of expansion. Whenever I see the sun, it's like the light is shining on you and you feel more seen, more heard, more valued, but it feels internal for you because of the Hierophant. This is when you value yourself. I love this energy. Leo, you're in a beautiful energy right now, okay? In the month of February, you're going to find yourself going through a powerful change, a powerful shift. We also have the card of realization. This is when the light is shining, right? The sun, the light is shining on our growth, and we actually step into a greater awareness of self, where the light is shining on our shadows, right? You could realize, you know what, there's been a pattern going on in my life, and I need to make a shift because if I keep focusing on trying to shift this other, right? If you're dealing with another person that is inspiring this download, right, of understanding, You're realizing that when you make a shift, everything shifts. So you're going through some sort of realization. The clouds are parting, and it's around your own growth and your own happiness here. Happiness doesn't happen just to us. I mean, sometimes we get lucky and things just fall in line. Other times we have to really put our effort in, right? Doing the reps, okay? Whatever it is you're trying to beautify in your life, to grow, to nurture, to plant the roots, right? To mother, right? Mother whatever it is you're building in your life. Whether that's literal children. I'm going to turn this down. I'm sitting on a heat pad, y'all. It's snowing here. I've had a pretty snowy New England up here. Whether it's children, a career, a partnership, a marriage, all these things can be indicative, or your spiritual growth. You're having some powerful epiphanies. Something's coming to fruition. So we have these two cards coming in. And we have, sorry, I usually have this out because you're the last one. I didn't have this out. I want you to see these cards. We have growth. Love this. Think of the Empress. Think of her being the authority of her own life and the way she nurtures her projects, her desires. I see that because of this growth, you recognize that you are happy. You're happy inside when you take responsibility for your own emotional well-being. Something's coming to fruition here. You see that? It's like, and it feels like a blossoming of consciousness where you're removing some sort of shadow mask, and it could be around yourself or around another. And you're seeing a situation for what it is. Maybe you didn't want to with the moon here, but you're seeing it clearly and you're wrapping up a cycle and you're learning and growing. And you're taking this beautiful spirited energy. You're coming out of some sort of restricted feeling, which does feel like a feeling, and you're bringing out a little bit more alchemy here in your fire energy. So you're not so trapped up in the mind. So something's coming full circle here. This is the Harvest Moon. I love that Neil Young album. You might want to hear that song, Harvest Moon. It's like this magical feeling of abundance, of fertility, of ripeness. I feel like it's more about your own journey, your life journey, and your personal growth and where you are in February. All right, now let's go into clarifying these energies. I'm going to move these over here so you see them as I go. It's what you don't see coming. I love this. I mean, whenever I see these two cards, it's like bring on the illumination, and it's sustaining. It's like not. It's like you've reached a new level in the video game of life, and you're not going to go back down to the lower levels. This is when we graduate in our emotional maturity and our emotional intelligence and our spiritual knowledge. Something deeply spiritual about your February, Leo. I love it. I love it. Now let's clarify. Let's clarify. You know what? They're actually guiding me to pull. I'm going to pull. I'm just curious because this is Matters of the Heart. It is February. I've been using this deck for the collective. I just want to see, what is the love message? What is the love message for you? This is the Lover's Oracle, I believe. That's what it's called. Everything's in my description box, all the decks I use. But this is heart-shaped. So what does Leo need to hear? What does Leo need to hear? What is the message for Leo? Okay, we've got 3 coming out. We haven't even talked about love, so we'll just see what it says. They want me to do this one face down. And look at, you've got the roots, the tree. It's almost like there's this vulnerability coming through you here. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. Yeah. And this is why you're daydreaming. You're imagining. Once you get out of this 8 of Swords energy, right, you can really free up the energy to imagine what's possible for you instead of feeling stuck. Okay. Now, we also have, close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. I love it. Open your arms up to the universe. The light of the Creator is always within us. It's like once we draw, if we're trying to get our validation and our joy from outside, it's inconsistent, it's unreliable. But if we go inside, there's a well there of light. And I think you're going, wait a minute. I've been trying to get all of my needs met by this person or this thing or this situation, and you turn it inward. Friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship and your love life will dramatically improve. Okay. So get back to the basics. If you are in a marriage, this is the time to remember that I think the best partnerships, whether they're love or best friends, right? Family members, it's a friendship. I have a close, I'm a mother, but I have a very close friendship with my 13-year-old daughter. And we listen to each other. It's like when you treat your partner or your child or your family member or your coworker as a dear friend, it changes the energy frequency. So they're guiding you to try to imagine the unwanted thoughts dissolving, right? Letting them go. And then knowing that you deserve to feel happiness and joy, that your growth is really, really, it's like it's a mathematical term. When you have the power of 2 and the little 2 at the top of something. But there's something around an exponential expansion going on for you this month. All right, now let's clarify. But that's good to know. So there's friendship highlighting, a friendship being highlighted in a relationship here and focusing on that. Maybe returning to that. Yeah, no wonder. There's been some pain or hurt. You've been upset and you've been going back and forth about this. It's almost been like you've been carrying it with you. 3 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. And it's been creating waves. Waves of hurt, I'm getting. Waves of hurt. All right, let's see. The Hierophant. Why is the Hierophant here? Okay, this has to do with communication, movement forward. 8 of Wands. Ooh, we're going to say it's not going to come out, but look at that peeking up. The Tower. There's some sort of realization coming in that didn't want to come out, but it kind of wanted to. So you could just feel like a tremor. 2 of Wands or 2 of Pentacles is also like, whoa, there's a wave. And that's how life works. There's some sort of wave hitting you and you're trying to hold, not white knuckle, but you're just trying to steady yourself. Yeah, 5 of Pentacles. I'm not surprised to see that because I'm getting that. Yeah. There's a deep commitment that you have to the work that you're doing on yourself. I'm getting, we have the 8 of Wands, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Pentacles. So this is, appreciating the work that you do, your talents and your skills. And coming out of this, some of you are working so much you feel like it's all on you. And there's like a burden here in that. You're deeply committed, but almost some of you, if you're playing more of a provider role, or if you're with someone that's not carrying their weight, this is that kind of feeling of like, I really need to communicate this. I feel like it's all on me, whether it's a work situation or a family situation. You're like, God, why do I have to carry the burden of this? Why is it my responsibility? I'm getting you're asking these questions. And this is, my therapist told me recently, and this is a very helpful tip, because I'm someone who asks why a lot. But a lot of people can take that as like accusatory, or it shifts the energy. When you ask someone why this and why that, it almost feels like they have to be defensive. She said, no, don't ever ask why when you're asking for clarification in a relationship. When I say relationship, it can be any relationship, just so you know. I'm not talking about a spouse or a girlfriend or boyfriend. Help me understand. Help me understand your reasoning, right, for XYZ. And then they explain instead of feeling defensive. So I feel like that might be a good tactic for you, because you're sitting here in this energy of like, why do I have to do all the work, right? And you're almost like, you're committed, right? And like, it's almost like the more selfless you are, the more you feel like you're getting a little walked over. And so you're wanting to speak up, and I'm getting that. So use that tactic, right? Instead of why. Help me understand where you're coming from here and your decision to do XYZ, or your decision not to do XYZ. It might be helpful. I wanted to share that tip with you, because it does seem like, also for those of you who are working really hard and you feel like you're not making advancements and you want to move forward, you want these new opportunities. Spirit is saying, don't give up, stay committed, right? Do the reps. And don't get caught in comparison, because we're all on our own journey. You could look at someone and say, how come they have overnight success? Why haven't it? When is it my turn? And Spirit's like, just keep doing the reps. All right, let's go into the 2 of Wands, this daydreamy energy, which I love. I like the 2 of Wands personally. Every reader says 2 is a choice point. But I think, in my opinion, because it's fire energy, it's the choice to be happy no matter what you find yourself in. Your commitment to your own inner light and your own joy. And I'm sorry about the trash man here, if you hear that. Yeah, another 2. Okay, so now you're teetering. This is what I told you. It's funny that I talked about the 2 of Swords while I was talking about the 2 of Wands, because now it's coming out. This is that pros and cons, up in my head. What do I do? You're at some sort of crossroads in your life at this time, Leo. There's a lot of personal growth. I feel like it's coming from this place of being disgruntled about something that maybe you've been hesitant to communicate about. If anything, it's been an internal dialogue that's been building up a little bit around just angst. There's some sort of angst going on here. And so you're trying to make a decision. Your opportunity with this Two of Swords, with the Two of Wands is, oh my God, you have 3 twos. Lord help me if there's a Two of Cups here. We're going to get 2-2, 2-2. What's happening? And we're in the month of 2, and 2-2 is coming, 2-2-2 is coming up soon in the month. What is happening here? That might be a pivotal moment for you. February 22nd. Okay, we didn't get 4 twos. You're all about to like shock the pants off of me. 7 of Pentacles. I told you, you are recalibrating, reassessing, reevaluating a situation right now. You are literally making a decision, a life decision about whether you want to continue to nurse. You're like, does this make me happy? Do I want to continue to put my energy into this? Do I really want to be committed to this thing? I don't know, because I'm putting so much work into it and it's still not like giving me what I want. And you're trying to get the answers this month that you need in order to make a decision. There's a lot of back and forth here. You're like, is it worth it for me to continue? And Spirit's like, keep doing the reps. Keep doing the reps, Leo. Oh, man. I see and you've been going through these waves. 2 of Pentacles is my wavy energy. And you're like, man, what am I not seeing here? You're reevaluating for sure. That's your opportunity is take a step back from a situation and consider what needs to change. The challenge is this is establishing peace and harmony in your cup energy. 10 of Cups are all of our soul bonds as a whole and how they make us feel. You're wrapping up a cycle where there's been a lot of growth. We have 9 of Wands at the bottom. So again, looking at patterns of operating, looking at wounds, old resentments. It could be between you if you are in a partnership. 6 of Cups, it is about a partnership. All of us are looking at this energy. Look at that. And you're like, I am studying it and I'm evaluating it. And, I'm doing the research. And it's like you're saying, it's hard. It's hard to find balance in this partnership without me feeling like I'm sacrificing part of myself because someone's not carrying their weight. And I have to bite my tongue a lot because when I do, it like, ooh, I'm juggling everything. And I feel like you're like, something's got to give here. And I feel like if you have a conversation, I think that's why you're like in the moon energy, like, ooh, it's like facing the elephant in the room because we have the blindfold on the 2 of Swords and we have the blindfold on the 8 of Swords. Like the longer you go, not really putting your needs first here and it might not be a home situation, but it looks like it does have to do with some sort of partnership, someone you have a history with the 10 of Cups. It's like a challenge. You're learning and growing and it's a challenge, right? To continue to learn and grow with someone by your side, if that's the case. Again, this doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It can be anyone in your family, anyone that is part of your inner circle. It could be a long-term friendship. So you're coming out of some restrictions, and it has a lot to do with you finding the fire and the passion and the fun again. It's almost like I'm getting such a strong energy. It's interesting that I started reading the Let Them book like a couple weeks ago, and then I put it aside. And for some reason, before I did your reading, I was really in it, like this whole Let Them theory. Like, it's like, this is what I'm getting overall, a sense of the situation you're in February. It's like, just let them do what they're going to do, right? And you can say, listen, I would like to make some changes here. And not give ultimatums, but just say, you know what, this is something that, like, I want more fairness. I want more balance with the Temperance here. And you can go off, and it doesn't mean you have to do the extra work, right? You can just let them do what they're doing. You don't have to overtake and compensate. You can just say, you know what, this is my obligation. I'm going to leave it here. I don't have to do it. Like if they don't want to pick up their clothes or whatever, I mean, that's a trite example. You don't have to do it for them. And you can just let them do it and then go about your business and go make yourself happy and just try not to let that bother you. And it's hard. Or you can pick up after someone and continue to do it and get upset. It's really up to you how you want to address the situation. That's a silly example, but it's little things like that that I think are starting to like get to you. It could also be a work situation where you're like, I'm tired of people not doing the work and me having to compensate for it. And then that's when it comes down to having a very hard conversation, a truthful, honest conversation, but from a balanced place. I feel like you're going to have a conversation. This is my card of communication. Wrapping up a cycle, and that's what you're learning how to do when it comes to your soul bonds, is actually speaking up on your behalf from an emotionally regulated, mature place, holding healthy boundaries, which I suspect I'm going to see in this moon energy here. I suspect we're going to see some like Queen of Swords, King of Swords, something, I think. That's what I'm getting, because I'm getting you're learning the lesson here. Oh, protecting your energy. There's a little defensiveness coming up. That's Seven of Wands here. Like you're tired of feeling attacked for speaking up. Some of you are speaking up and you keep getting this pushback. Seven of Wands. It's interesting how every reading for February, for every sign, is like first it's like, oh, so aligned, so aligned, so aligned. And then boom, a Six of Cups person comes in and you're all like, oh, it's really that like, people are going to do what they're going to do. It's up to us to stay centered and grounded in our sense of self and our own internal alignment. And that's the challenge with knowing people. If we could all live in a cave, it'd be easier, but we have to interact with the world. And I think you're learning how to react in a, what is the word? Constructive way, not a destructive way, despite maybe someone not responding in a healthy way around you. Because that's all you can control. I love it. You're about making yourself happy. You're like, you know what? I'm going to protect my energy. Let's see. What else do we have here? Oh, yeah. I see this. You feel like, oof, this is tough. All right. This is the pattern. They're showing me. This is the pattern. We're going to clarify this. I think you're going to make a major breakthrough this month. Listen, the moon. Drowning in your emotions, not really revealing. This is like when you put a poker face on and everything's fine, but really inside you're seething, you're upset, you're not telling someone how you really feel. There's an uncomfortable awkwardness. Nine of Pentacles in reverse is feeling like you're not sovereign. You're not acting in your own authentic truth. Okay? This is about making yourself happy. Nine of Cups. Nine of Pentacles in reverse to the Nine of Cups to the Seven of Wands is Spirit saying, you need to guard your energy. Stop hiding how you feel. You're giving away your power. This is codependency. Saying, well, I have no choice. Yes, you do. This is about your own internal growth, your own light within. And if this isn't about a partnership, even though that's your challenge here, this could have to do with a work situation where you feel like you're taking on the responsibilities and the chores and the workload of other people. And Spirit is saying, you need to start protecting your fire energy. You're wasting it on compensating for other people around you when that's not your job. This is that, you know what, I'm going to just do everything for everyone. But inside, I'm going to feel like I'm slowly draining my energy away. So Spirit is saying, take a look at the subconscious patterning. You're having a realization, the light is being shown on the shadow here, that you are capable of so much. But when you start doing the work for other people around you, you're not doing the work on you. So I feel like your journey this month is to guard and protect your energy. Take a look at whatever is draining your life force. This is life force energy. She's standing in her garden. It's like giving away all your vegetables and not having any for yourself. You're like, whoa, I just spent all this time nurturing and growing what I want, and I deserve happiness. I deserve joy. But you have to claim that for yourself. Okay? This is about your own personal happiness and satisfaction. I think this month you're going to put your foot down and say, no. No is a complete sentence. Okay? Let's get some more energy here. You're coming out of some restrictions, and you're standing up for yourself, Leo. Yeah, and this is about healing the wounds that you've been carrying in your heart space, having unconditional love for self, turning your energy inward to your own light worker energy, taking a pause, loving self. Your energy shouldn't be in over functioning, over giving to anyone or anything, unless you're a caretaker, okay? And they're incapable, okay? That's different. I'm not seeing that situation here. This is you nurturing yourself above all else. Whenever you're in a situation, you have to look at your needs first. How do I feel? And then you go inward, and then you know how to act accordingly. But if you're immediate, like, well, analyzing their thoughts and behaviors, you're already losing yourself in it. I love it. You're freeing up the energy. I think a lot of you have been doing some deep inner healing work around your divine feminine energy. It's a big theme for everyone in February, where if you're not softening and nurturing to self, you're gonna feel like you're in your masculine energy in your life. And now it's about balance, right? It's about tempering the energy, having healthy divine feminine, divine masculine energy in self, and everything playing out outside of you. It's alchemy. It's teaching you where you need to come into balance and what you need to change in order to grow in your consciousness, in your expansion. Because I see a huge quantum leap this month around that, Leo. It's the last one. And then you free up your fire energy. Then you're cooking. Then you're cooking. You're gonna cook. You're cooking now. You're cooking now. This is gorgeous energy. You're like, oh, fine, I get it. Why didn't I let myself do this all the time? This is, you let them, and then you let me. You let them do what they got to do, and then you give the energy back to you, and you let me do what I got to do, right? So this is letting yourself be happy, nurturing yourself, spending your time focusing on your playfulness, your creativity, your fire, your joy, your dancing through life. When you stop holding yourself back between you and you. There's a huge leap the collective's taking right now. I love it. Let's get a Keepers of the Light, and then we're going to get some advice for you. What is the Keepers of the Light for Leo Spirit? What keeper wants to come out and have a word? I knew there was going to be two that come out. Isis. You're starting to realize how you can manifest more for yourself, and it's about tweaking. It's like a little tweak. And I tell people this all the time. It's like being on radio station 99.5 when you're trying to get to 99.9. Remember when my generation, when you're trying to get to the right radio station, and if you're off a little bit, it wouldn't, stream through. Like you couldn't get a clear signal. And now you're doing a little tweaking, right? And now the signal is clear. There's nothing in the way. None of the static that comes from what's wrong, what's off, what isn't feeling right. And you tweak it, right? But it's always that tweak, the decimals between whatever that was, the 0.2 decimals, that's between you and you, not between you and trying to make someone else change. And that's the real truth. All right, now let's go into these two. We have Bridget, Inner Strength. There you are, Leo. And Isis, Magic Manifesting. Let's read Bridget first. Move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. Oh, and I went right. Actually, they want me to read Isis because I opened right up to it first. Isis, your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming reality. Stay focused. Do the reps. Do the reps, okay? You are moving into a space where your dream reality is becoming your outward reality. This is an extremely powerful time, and it's vital to keep focused on the highest good of all. You no longer want to relive your own history and or feel unsupported. Acknowledging where you once were and how you've changed that situation around is a powerful focus of gratitude that will align you with universal abundance. Discipline and commitment are important now. Consider that you are moving between worlds when you daydream or create visions and bring life-enhancing ideas into reality. Magic is manifesting all around you. This is exciting, which I think that's what you're doing. You say, you know what? I got to block all this nuisance out, right? This static. And I got to get clear about my visions and goals and make them a reality and stay focused, right? To do the reps, because you're in this beautiful, playful energy and a balanced energy coming out of a place of restriction, of over analysis paralysis. This could have to do more with it. It seems like whatever, it could be a lifelong dream of yours with the Six of Cups energy, something that you've always wanted to do that you know will make you happy, but you're not doing it and you're not feeling successful. This is when we do that job that's killing our soul slowly. And we have a big dream, but we're thinking about it, but we're not doing anything about it. And so you're doing something about it. You're coming out of this, I'm not going to hold myself back kind of energy, okay? Magic is manifesting. And then we have Bridget. Inner strength. Your spiritual fire is growing within. Recognize that the power of your soul is greater than you think. You've come a long way since you began this journey. There's a powerful force within you, and you have the ability to create wonderful changes in your own life and inspire those around you to do the same. Be aware of new projects, opportunities, and fertile ideas that can grow into something larger than you may imagine. Call on the fiery goddess Bridget to light the way ahead, which you certainly are. Talking about fertility and creating powerful changes with new projects, opportunities. It's a fertile time for you. So nurture those ideas, those projects, those visions, because you're about to make them reality. Come out of this feeling of, I can't, I won't. You just got to keep just 1 foot at a time, 1 step at a time. One foot forward, 1 step at a time. And sometimes we feel like we're doing 5 steps forward, 3 steps back, but we're still making progress, okay? So be gentle with yourself. Now, let's get some advice to end this. Let's get some advice for you. The Sun and the Page of Wands. I love it. You need to, like, this is about having fun and allowing yourself more play. More play. Spend time playing this month, giving yourself a break from your work. You're a little burnt. I'm seeing that you're a little burnt, right? Like, this is about work-life balance as well. Okay? I love it. King of Wands. Queen of Cups. You're coming into beautiful alignment with your fire energy and putting that heart behind it, right? Like, yeah, like you mean it. Do it like you mean it, right? I love it, Leo. You're coming into balance with self. And you could very well be coming into balance in a partnership that's been suffering. Oh, yeah. Last one, Spirit. Last card. There it is. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. Plans are going to be made. This is like, you're like, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I'm actually going to implement it. I'm going to start moving forward with this. There's powerful movement forward, okay? You're doing the work. Stay committed. Don't give up on the dream, okay? All right. I hope you enjoyed this message. And again, sorry for the delay. Namaste.